Yeah, Sex called me up and said, do the show, talk about comics. And I've been reading comics forever, since like 1975 or so. I didn't know how detailed to get, so I'm going to try. Remember Marvel Champions number 12, where Ghost Rider had that thing and he was yelling at Hercules? What's up with that? Am I right? Huh? Ladies?
People are excited, talking on the internet about who's going to play the next Spider-Man. There's been a lot of talk about how maybe this next Spider-Man could be a black guy. Donald Glover has been pushing. I think it could be cool if Spider-Man was black. I think that's actually a character where that could completely work. But then people are like, oh, it's bad enough they made Nick Fury black and they made Himdall black in the Thor movie that's coming up. But here's what I say to everyone that's concerned about this. Don't worry. For every character that Marvel makes black, Jeff Johns will have turned 3 white again.
Because the premise of the original Super Mario Brothers, a king's daughter gets kidnapped, right, by a giant dragon, and that's the most believable part of the story. Because the king can't find anybody better in the whole village to go rescue his daughter than 2 fat Italian plumbers. Like, wouldn't you love to be in the Situation Room when they came up with that? They're like, oh, okay, we need the army, the navy, and the king's like, that's really expensive. Remember those 2 guys that fixed the toilet last week? And I don't care how much you love your daughter, no king is going to send 2 single Italian guys to go rescue her. You're not going to send the Fonz in the Situation to go rescue your daughter. That never happens.
So, you remember when they had those Magic the Gathering, they had commercials for Magic the Gathering? My favorite part of that was they'd say, all you need is a brain, a deck, and a friend. Oh, so close. So close! Right? 2 out of 3. Oh, you just...
It had to always be something that would get them all under the same kind of control. Even Aquaman, who knows what he was doing on land, and why he didn't just stay where he was and help the ocean and try instead of joining a group. Will you please join us and help us in case we have anything that happens in the ocean, which will happen every comic because you're with us.
There seems to be a tendency to use Green Arrow's sidekick Speedy to just do sort of a shoehorned in story about whatever social ill that needs to be talked about at that exact time. So the original Speedy, of course, became a heroin addict, and then the second Speedy got AIDS. And so I assume that pretty soon we're going to see some kind of third Speedy that is some sort of human economic collapse. I can just imagine the cover right now. If you can just close your eyes and imagine the cover, and Green Lantern's like, "You've got the answer for everything, Green Arrow, but can you say anything about this?" And Green Arrow's like, "My own ward involved in a Ponzi scheme."
You know what it is? I'm becoming the guy who's going to sell his comics at the convention that I originally bought my comics from.
And then I strayed, guys. I went into the realm of collectible card gaming, and it was Magic the Gathering for me. That's right. I had a kick-ass quick damage deck. Let me tell you something. And I made it to the my comic book shop had a Magic the Gathering tournament every month, and 4 months in a row I made it to the finals with this kick-ass quick Magic deck. And I always got cock-blocked in the finals by my friend who had a stasis deck. For those of you guys who don't know how Magic the Gathering works, a stasis lock deck is like it cock-blocks fun, is what it does. Okay? It is the equivalent of you're out at a bar and you're talking to a hot girl and then her ugly friend comes up. It's like, she's got a boyfriend, asshole. That's a stasis lock deck. And I got banished because I was playing with a deck that had 2 restricted cards in it. You're not allowed to have 2 restricted cards. And I remember there was like a guy who was playing, he's like, excuse me, Judge? And I'm like, oh, what the hell is this guy's problem? And so the owner of the comic book shop / judge comes over and he grabs my deck, and him and 3 other people disappear with my deck into a back room for like 20 minutes And they had this meeting, and we're all like leaning up against the wall, and like wondering what the hell's gonna happen. They emerge like it's the fucking council that's gonna announce who's taking the ring to Mordor, right? We all are in like this crazy circle, and it's like, Mr. Ellis is banished from future tournaments here at the Comic Cubicle. And I cried, and this was last week, and I wept.